Hello Bitwig users, this is Solenoid talking with you about 808s in Bitwig 2.5. So I have a simple drum pattern here. This is the Roland TR808. I use the 808s a lot, but I'm not quite happy with the bass drum, so I used to add a lot of effects. I get to the point like, hey, Bitwig is kind of modular, why not try to emulate everything into Bitwig? So let us turn off the original bass drum, and we get the top end, and now we go to this device, and right away you hear this is kind of a different 808. I'm not trying to emulate the whole 808, I'm just trying to create something that is more adjustable to my taste. So there's a lot of buttons here. As you can see, we have basic settings, another basic stuff, distortion, compressor, EQ, but a handy way to open everything at once, so it's kind of it's an overview for you as this page. So let us start. Of course we have the output. It's kind of simple. It's just the volume of the basic kick. Then we can tune it. And even slightly a bit more. And then we can play around with the decay. To get a really boomy 808, and we can change the shape. This is downwards and this is upwards. Here you can see the shape changing. And then we can play around with the amount of pitch modulation and the decay on that. And then we have the distortion, so we kind of make it a bit more grittier. We can play around with the frequency of the distortion. And we can cut away, so we can have distortion in a specific region. And then of course we have the compressor, like with complete compression. You can play around with the attack. And the release. And of course the volume of the compressor with compressor. And then we have the final equalizer, where we can cut away the lower part if we need it, or high frequencies. And then we have some stereo effect we can use. If you have headphones, you kind of can hear it now. It's more stereo spread, and now it's mono, stereo, mono. So let us now go from the kick into the bass. Okay, so kick drum. Let's turn it off and go to the bass. Here we have the sub bass. We can of course do the volume We can play around with the attack, so it kind of fits just behind the kick. Equal, small delay, decay, and the release. But then it becomes really muddy. We can play around with frequency. Resonance. And attack, this has a slight pitch effect. Let me turn the kick off. Small little things that make it slightly different. Of course, drive. And the compressor without width, but there's so much sub that's kind of not really noticeable if I cut away some of the lower frequencies. Kind of hear it slightly better. And then of course we have the same effect here for some stereo spreading. So that's the device. You can download it on the internet. The link is in the description. I hope you like it. If you have a better solution, send me an email. I'm curious about what you made. Bye.